Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. Got the headphones on, appropriate with the topic about drowning out the noise. And I'm gonna say this again. Got the headphones on, it's appropriate, it goes with the topic, drowning out the noise. Listen, everybody is gonna talk. Everybody got freedom of speech. But when it's all said and done, you gotta stay focused on going out to hunt, get you something to eat. A lot of people don't want to talk about this, but if you go at least 2 to 3 days without eating, that's a real situation. And I'm gonna say this again because a lot of us we blessed. A lot of us got family members. A lot of us got friends. A lot of us got the community. So with that being said, a lot of people don't know what it's like to go two to 3 days without food. A lot of people don't know what it's like to reach out and ask people for money and everybody say no. I can honestly say I never experienced that, but there's a lot of people out here, they experience that. So when it's all said and done, to everybody out there with a 9 to 5, to everybody out there that got a cash flow, money coming in, you handling your business, I'ma just say, listen, drown out the noise. And I'm gonna say this again, drown out the noise. And if it doesn't have anything to do with you going on a generational run, and I'm gonna say this again, if it doesn't have anything to do with your future daughter, your future son, going on a generational run, drown out the noise. I don't care what your cousin got to say. I don't care what your aunt got to say. I don't care what your neighbor got to say. And if it ain't got nothing to do with your future daughter or your future son or your generational run, when it's all said and done, people talking, yapping at their lips, it's nothing new under the sun. And I'm gonna say this again, if it don't got nothing to do with your daughter, your future son, people talking, yapping their lips, it's nothing new under the sun. You gotta drown out the noise. Forget what everybody else talking about. You guys, if you lock in, this is the best time to be alive. And I'm gonna say this again, in the year 2025, if you watch this content years from now, understand, I told everybody in the year 2025, before social media erupted, because it has yet to erupt, before everything erupted, just remember, in the year 2025, I told everybody, this is a time to silence and drown out the noise. You guys have to understand, life is real. You gotta lock in. If you lock in, they cannot stop you. Remember, they can't stop the fitness. They could stop your freedom of speech. They could stop you at work. They could allow you to HR. They could have a 20 verse 1. And I'm not talking about a dating show, but they could have a 20 verse 1. But one thing they can't do, they can't stop the fitness. They can't stop you from the late nights. They can't stop you from coming in 6 a.m. early morning. They can't stop you from your pull-ups. They can't stop you from your dips. They can't stop you from your cardio. They can't stop your heart. They can't stop it. That's one thing I love about fitness. You cannot buy a body. You got to earn a body. And I'm going to say this again. You cannot buy a body. You got to earn a body. And to everybody that buy a body, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, for me, I'd rather earn it. Earn everything, beg for nothing. Silence the noise. It doesn't matter who's talking. It doesn't matter who's loud. It doesn't matter who's barking. I'm telling you, silence the noise. Once you silence the noise, you can lock in to the point it feel like other people not even around you. And I'm gonna say this again, once you learn how to focus, once you learn how to silence the noise, you could literally lock in and it feels like nobody's really around you because you locked in. I create content. So it doesn't matter if I'm on a treadmill, I'm recording. It doesn't matter if I'm eating, I'm recording. It doesn't matter if I'm out hiking, I'm recording. I'm locked in. I'm in the zone. Nobody can take me out of the zone. And I'm gonna say this again, I locked in, I'm in the zone. That's all you have to do. Life is simple. And I'm gonna say this again, in the year 2025, everybody consumes content, but you gotta stop and think how many people actually create content. And I'm gonna say this again, everybody is consuming content, but you gotta stop and think how many people are really creating content. Content is all around you. You get a good exercise in, turn the camera on. Because I'm gonna tell you something about working out. I never feel like working out. But guess what? After I go to a failure multiple times, I feel so good about myself, I just hit the record button. When it's all said and done, I did not want to work out tonight. But I told myself, you know what? Go to the gym, put in that work, go berserk. Listen, showing up is half the battle. And I'm gonna say this again, showing up is literally half the battle. Once you show up, it's time to show out. And I'm gonna say this again, once you show up, it's time to show out. Don't arrive to the gym without showing out. Don't come to the gym if you're not gonna show out. Don't come to the gym to text. Only come to the gym to get another set and another rep and another flex. And I'm gonna say this again, don't come to the gym to text. Don't come to the gym to just people watch. Come to the gym to really leave it all on the line. You guys have to understand, if only 2% of the world is really fit, ask yourself, why do you not want to get in? Why do you not want to literally be an inspiration? Why not push through the pain? Why not push through the feelings? Better yet, why not push your pride to the side, get a gym membership and get ready to slide? And I'm gonna say this again, why not push your pride to the side, get a gym membership and get ready to slide? You guys have to understand, you don't have to tell people how you feel about yourself. When you walk around, it's gonna show how you feel about yourself. And when it comes to confidence, you gotta understand confidence is silence. So you're gonna have to understand, and we're gonna talk about the power of silence, because like I said, when everything speaks for itself, you don't have to talk. All you gotta do is walk the walk. And I'm gonna say this again, when everything speaks for itself, you don't have to talk. All you gotta do is walk the walk. True confidence is silence. And the same way true confidence is silence, you gotta learn how to silence the noise for what's going on around you. You gotta be so locked into your vision. You gotta be excited to wake up another day. You really gotta feel like you're gonna win. I'm here to tell you, never start a journey if you don't feel like you're gonna win. Never start a journey if you don't feel like you're gonna hit that buzzer beater. Never start the journey if you don't feel like you're gonna hit that last shot in the fourth quarter with at least 5 seconds left. Don't start the journey. And I'm gonna tell you again, don't start the journey, because life is real. And the more you go on this journey, the better you become, the better you feel, the better content. Everything is up. And I'm gonna say this again, everything goes up. FLS, we going up. And that's important. When it's all said and done, you gotta tell yourself you're going up. Because when you tell yourself you're going up, there's no way you could play around, and there's no way you could stay down. And I'm gonna say this again, when you tell yourself you're going up, there's no way you're gonna play around, and there's no way you're gonna stay down. You cannot lay in depression. You cannot cry in depression. You cannot sleep in depression. You cannot question depression. When it's all said and done, all you could do is learn your lesson and keep stepping. And I'm gonna say this again, you cannot cry in depression. You cannot lay down in depression. All you gotta do is learn your lesson and keep on stepping. That's it. Life is simple. We all go through ups and downs. We all hit speed bumps. But the question is, what you gonna do about it? And I'm gonna say this again, the real question is, what you gonna do about it? When it's all said and done, we got the best opportunity right now in the year 2025 to create content. When it's all said and done, a lot of people, they not creating content. So when it's all said and done, you gotta take every opportunity. You guys should have 10 videos ahead, just in case something happened and you can't record. You already got 10 days worth of work. Every second, every opportunity, listen, go live. Every second, every opportunity, if you got a thought, put your thoughts out to the world. And I'm gonna say this again, if you have a thought, put your thoughts out to the world. This is the best time to be alive. If we're thinking something, we can record. Once we record, we send it out to the sky. Wi-Fi is over. You guys have to understand, this is the best time to go on a generational run. All you gotta do is lock in, think about your future daughter, think about your future son, and go on a generational run. Let it breathe.